Hello everyone and welcome to the Blockchain Developer Weekly Digest, the show that keeps you up to date with all the news from the past week from the blockchain development side. So I'm your host George, and without any further ado, let's get started. So first piece of news comes out of the protocol layer and Solidity, where Solidity has released the 0.5.3 version. Interesting things inside are that you can now very easily actually check the contract creation bytecode and the contract runtime bytecode. Another stuff is that the compiler was actually optimized and it now tells you whenever you have that code in your smart contract. And of course, the SMT checker that is heavily worked on has been upgraded and new stuff has been added to it. Next piece of news comes out of the framework and SDK sections, where Web3j and Web3js both have released new versions. So Web3j has now a new version that has improved error handlings. Strings and bytes are now very easy to use, or at least much easier than what they were used to. And last but not least, and actually very importantly, the procedure for signing transaction now has been improved vastly. As the issue that references this task says, well, the previous thing was very hard to do, and now the signing transaction is very easy. As for Web3js, there are multiple improvements, but most notably is the introduction of TypeScript, and there are multiple typings for multiple submodules of the project. In addition, there is news in terms of, let me check, AIP 1193 standard, which actually is the standard for how do you create JavaScript node providers, how do you communicate with them, how do you connect with them. And for those of you that don't know it by heart, it actually specifies two main functions. First one is send, where you can send transactions, and second one is on, where you can listen to events like you've been connected to the node or you have been disconnected from the node. Events and stuff like this. Next piece of news comes out of the frameworks, where both Etherlime and Waffle have new versions. So Etherlime has made quite a few changes of the internal works of the tool itself in order for the tool to be prepared for the debugger. So the debugger, who is expected to come in February, is now almost fully implemented, is pending unit tests, and also Etherlime is to be releasing a new feature called shapes, which is very similar to truffle boxes, where you'll be able to scaffold a new project. In terms of Waffle have made vast improvements, mainly in terms of speed of compilation, and added new stuff you can use through Chai. However, they have made few breaking changes, so let's see what these are. First breaking chain is that now Waffle can only be used by users that have Node 10 or later. Second one is that the get wallet function is no longer asynchronous, it's synchronous now. And last, well, the JSON output of the compilation process is now different and then what it used to be. And by this point, I really wish that we had a single standard for what our compilers were putting out. But yeah, great job for Waffle, Etherlime, Web3j, and Web3js. Next piece of news come out of the scalability section, and first of all, well, there are very interesting developments in terms of Metatransactions. For those of you that don't really know what Metatransactions are, this is a very interesting scalability solution where you as a user is just signing the data that you want to send, and then you pass this data to a relayer, and the relayer can send this to a special smart contract under your control that understands the data, verifies the signatures. And it's very interesting because you can do stuff like gas abstractions or paying not in ETH but in ERC20 token. You can do batching and various more stuff. So into ERC20 meta transaction wrappers, well, now you can take your ERC20 tokens and send them to a special contract called wrapper, and this contract is going to mint back to you ERC20 Metatransaction tokens. These tokens support Metatransactions out of the box, so you'll be able to have these things that I just told you about, like gas abstractions, batching. Of course, this wrapper is going to do the other way around too, so when you send to them a Metatransaction tokens, it's going to give you back your ERC20 tokens. So yeah, great work. Link will be in description. Check it out. Another news out of the scalability section is that Magmo is now introducing their new white paper for a protocol called Nitro. And as you know, Magmo are very big into state channels and force move games. They have done tic-tac-toe game as a demo, and now they're trying to move out of the problems that the mainnet blockchain is giving them and trying to give even more scalability on top of the state channels by going into scalable networks like Lightning Network or Raiden or Connect. So very interesting piece of news. Hopefully we'll see something great very soon from them. Last piece of news comes out of a company called Blocknative that has actually created very interesting product called Blocknative Assist or Assist.js. So it's very interesting product that you can integrate into your dApp, and it's going to give you a couple of things. So first of all, it's going to give you like readiness analysis, where it's going to tell you, all right, you have your MetaMask installed, but it's not configured towards the mainnet, or you have not unlocked it, like all the things that the users normally struggle with. In addition, they have embedded tutorials like pages into their product where if the user doesn't know what to do, like how to unlock the MetaMask or how to change the network, they're giving them these tips. Last but not least, they have integrated with MetaMask, so they are giving a live notification whenever a transaction is happening. So you'll see a little pop-up bottom right, and it's going to say, all right, this is how many seconds this transaction is pending or when it has completed, stuff like that. So awesome job from Blocknative, and looking forward to seeing more from this product. So this is it, guys. This was the Blockchain Dev Weekly Digest. These were all the relevant news, at least according to me, for the past week. And I hopefully will see you soon again next week. And don't forget, subscribe for our YouTube channel or follow me at gspasov. You'll see it in the description. All the links for all the materials that I have used are going to be in the description. See ya!